What's up internet, it's Ollie Alfazwa here, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be taking a look at some more Reddit posts, since that video, people seem to like it, and I think it's important to talk with the community and talk about the community, so let's just get into it. All my friends are telling me I'm making them uncomfortable whenever politics come up. Like, what the fuck am I supposed to do? I already have one person ghost me explicitly for arguing with them when he started defending Elon Musk out of nowhere. The fact that they're saying that you're making them uncomfortable when your rights are being debated, it was kind of a red flag. I personally wouldn't want to be friends with these people because they do not sound nice. When it comes to rights and our own humanity, I think it's important to put humans first. I think it's ridiculous that people would go out of their way to blatantly disrespect someone by being like, "Oh, your rights make me uncomfortable." Like, hello? Why do I keep seeing posts from trans masks, trans men getting dogpiled for being validly upset over unnecessarily gendered things that exclude us? So far, I've seen several posts across trans subreddits that have had to be locked because a trans mask or trans man brought up a valid gripe over how exclusive unnecessarily gendered terms like girlies or whatnot when referring to things that shouldn't have to be gender exclusive, like skincare, fashion, hair care, reading, and other hobbies and interests. And every time without fail, those posts get locked because the trans mask who was venting about how isolated and dysphoric it is to encounter that is in turn met with a ridiculous amount of scorn and a lack of empathy from neutral parties and trans femmes, trans women alike. Like, come on, surely you all know how harmful it is to maintain strict and harmful gender stereotypes by now, right? Why attack trans men for wanting to have good hygiene and wanting to enjoy reading books in their spare time? It isn't threatening your femininity. You're still a woman if you enjoy those things, just let us trans men have nice things too. I think this is an important one to talk about because a lot of times as a trans man, doing feminine things does get me like a lot of looks like, "Oh, I thought you wanted to be like a man, like why are you doing this for?" And I get it to a degree. I think it's a weird sentiment to have though. My brain is not working today. But I feel like if you are offended or feel discredited that someone of a certain gender is doing something specific, that is weird. Like, if I saw a man wearing a dress, I would be like, okay, chill. Like, okay. But if you are concerned about what that guy is doing in a dress, that is kind of weird. Like, why are you so bothered that you'd go out of your way to comment about it? Hobbies and spaces like that should be inclusive for everybody, but that's just me. You're one of the good ones. I've been told that multiple times by many different people, some that know that I'm trans and most that don't. I never get that phrase because the fuck does that mean? Just because I prefer to be private about my sexual orientation, gender, doesn't make me better than other trans bi people. Like, what the fuck? I do see this sentiment, like, a lot, especially when it concerns a trans guy or a trans woman who passes and who doesn't look stereotypically trans. If you pass, they will typically be like, "Oh, you're a good one, like, you're not, one of these forcing gender stereotypes of people, gender ideology or whatever." And you'll see a lot of the time, like, politicians will say, like, "What's stopping the trans agenda or the genderism?" That's just code for we're against trans people a lot of the time. Now, I'm not saying this in all cases because I don't look at politics enough to know every single case in the world, but a lot of the time it just is anti-trans and they're trying to get rid of our existence, which sucks. But when people say you're one of the good ones, it's like coercing you into being transphobic as well, which is really weird. It just doesn't make sense to me that it's like the good ones. Why are you labeling different trans people as the good and the bad ones? We're all just people. We're all just human, we're all just people at the end of the day, so there's no good or bad. So I don't know about that one. I don't know about that one, Chief. Had to cut my spotted sister after I found out I'm the correct version of trans. Okay, so this is similar to the last post, so let's just see. Like all of y'all, these past 10 days have taken a lot out of me. Long story short, transitioned 10 years ago and my sister was the first person who had my back and she's had it ever since. But she's also a Trump supporter. Okay. We've had a ton of arguments over stuff, but never about trans issues, but there were signs. Like, she wanted me to watch the transphobic doc, What is a Woman, at one point to see both sides. Well, my passport got the gender reverted back to birth sex this week, so naturally I was very angry at her, but didn't confront her. Today's my birthday, so I thought I'd squash beef and let her know how I feel. In a calm manner, I tried explaining that her vote for Trump really endangers me. She told me a passport doesn't define me as a woman because I am one. Support. We then somehow got on the topic of how the left has been shoving the woke agenda down her throat these past years, and she's unable to express how she feels out of fear of being judged. She feels the victim in this. She told me a story of how recently she was at an airport and a man in a wig wearing men's clothing used the restroom and made her feel uncomfortable. She said she votes the way she does because she doesn't want her family exposed to that. She doesn't want her kid to mutilate their genitals at the age of 12, but once again, I'm okay, I'm valid, I'm a woman to her. I just listened and remained composed, not escalating. When she was done, I told her she needs to make the decisions about the world she wants to live in, just like I do. And my decision is I don't want someone like that in my life. I hung up on her and blocked her. She's out of my life forever now. I guess she supports me and believes I'm a trans woman, and believes I'm a woman because I fit her ideal. I don't stand out, I waited till I was an adult, etc. I didn't always pass though. Did I make her uncomfortable then? If I didn't pass, would she let me around her family? All of that is irrelevant. She could support me all she wants, but I'm part of a community and we all deserve acceptance. I was willing to forgive her for her vote and give her the benefit of the doubt like I always did because she's family, but she revealed herself to be a terrible person. I thought she was an ignorant voter, but no, she's informed in her cruelty. I don't understand the mental gymnastics of loving and supporting me but fearing my community. Despite being calm, I know my decisions to cut her out will only polarize her more. She's being punished for her beliefs, which is what she fears. I'm not angry, I'm not sad, I'm betrayed. My guys, gals, and non-binary pals, we're in this together. Never compromise, never accept anything because it doesn't affect you directly. Stand up for your true family, we're all we really have. That is a lot, and I am so sorry to Op that her sister was like this. And it's not uncommon. Again, it's this whole, like, you're one of the good ones that sets this, like, standard for trans people. Before you get to one of the good ones stage, you've still got that awkward trans phased stages of the early transition where people will be like, oh, you're not really like one of the good ones because you're not. I don't know if what I'm saying makes sense. If you don't look how they want you to and act how they want you to, then you're instantly pushed into this, like, you're spreading the woke agenda and you're ruining the children, and it's like, no no, we're not, just chilling. I don't know exactly how to put my thoughts into words here, so I'm sure some of you in the comments will get it down a lot better than I will, because a lot of your comments, I really enjoyed reading all your comments and responding to them in the last video. It was so important to me that I heard a lot of people's perspectives and stories, and it's great to see that we actually aren't so devolved as a community, that there's still somewhat of a community, because things have been rough. There's been a lot of pushback and there's been a lot of terrible things happening as a community. There's been a lot of internal transphobia within the community, and it's just like, it sucks. You can't pick and choose when to support trans people. It's just not, you know what I mean? Go listen to some music. Things are rough right now, but we need to stay strong. After her performance at the Grammys last night, I listened to some Chapel Roan today and I remembered what it's like to feel queer joy. I feel more resilient now and like I can actually somewhat handle reading the news and dealing with current events. So go listen to some music, find your joy again. Well, you heard it here, folks. Listening to music is good. So, I'll go through and on screen I will put a list of LGBT artists who make songs representing us, and I'll put them all in a list right now. Is it okay to like feminine things as a trans man? I'm gonna start off by saying, yeah, of course it is, because is it okay for men to enjoy feminine things? Yeah, of course it is. So I don't see why it's any different for a trans man. I honestly feel silly asking this because I've always heard that yes, it is okay, but sometimes it really makes me question. I don't know, I can't help but ask myself about my gender whenever I enjoy anything girly. Growing up, I really liked Pink, dolls, and anything of the sort, but I also enjoyed boyish things, just maybe not as much at the time because I had more of the girl things. Even so, to this day, I still dance around my room with Chapel Roan, Billie Eilish, etc., and don't mind small makeup items such as eyeliner. That's probably it though. But along with that, being referred to things such as queen doesn't bug me. Can I still be trans if I still like stuff like this? I'm not gonna gatekeep being trans. I don't think anybody should gatekeep like how someone feels. And if someone is struggling with being trans, then who are we to be like, no, you're not trans. No, that like gender dysphoria feeling, that's not real. You like woman stuff? You can't be a guy. Like, I just think that the whole rhetoric is stupid. I got aggressively surd. Light-hearted vent. Okay. For context, I am a trans mask on hormone therapy, but I don't pass most of the time. Most people think I'm just a tomboy, but I also have the handful of people that think I'm trans femme or a femboy. I also don't live in a very accepting area, so there's plenty of blatant transphobia around. I was at the bus station and talking to a woman waiting with me. She was nice enough but kept looking me up and down weirdly and eventually called me sir, much louder than how she was talking before and not in a positive tone. She then did it 3 more times in our less than 5 minute conversation. I wasn't trying to pass at all that day, not binding or put any effort into my demeanour, nor did I mention anything about my gender or have any pride pins. I was wearing platforms that put me at 5'11", so she must have seen my height and heard my lower than average voice and assumed I was a trans woman. It was honestly very nice since I was feeling very dysphoric because of being unable to bind anymore, and amusing because it just solidifies that we can always tell crowd can't always tell. I'm a little worried though because I've already started getting odd looks in women's bathrooms, and this event solidifies that I no longer fit into the cis female category, and will have to start watching my back. Anyways, stay safe out there guys, gals and pals. I think this one's quite funny. I love when transphobic people accidentally gender people correctly. I think it's so like, dude, you cannot tell. But I don't know, I think it's really funny when transphobic people do this. Sending love from India. Hi my brothers and sisters on the other side of the world. I know the new government in US has changed a lot for you all suddenly, and a lot of you aren't feeling the best for all the valid reasons. Just wanted to send some love and remind you that this is not the end of the world. The tunnel is dark now, but hopefully there will be light after it. Just stay strong. I know how much it sucks to see the wrong sex marker on the documents. I see it daily being closeted in a society that won't allow me to transition. But here's what I remind myself every time it pulls me down. That a letter on a document is totally irrelevant to what I feel. It's a typo on an email you already sent, or a tweet you've already posted. Can't edit it, but you gotta live with it. Hopefully we edit it someday, but whatever your passport says, that cannot and will not invalidate what you feel or who you are. My sister calls me by my name. I know it hurts her when she had to introduce me to her friends as her brother, even though I'm used to that lie. But I'm fortunate to have her. Focus on such people in your life who make you feel better, who make you feel good. Remember, the only single source of your gender is what you feel. Not your passport, not your transphobic classmate, not the transphobic old lady you served a coffee to, not the doctor who gave you birth, not the government officials, only you. If you say you're a girl, high five girly, I'm glad to have a sister all the way there. If you say you're a man, then I'd love to tie the sacred thread in my culture that sisters tie their brothers. Stay strong, we're all in this together. I think this is such a good post to have. I think it's really nice to have people coming out of the way and supporting other people. Because that's what it is, that's what community is. It's everybody being supportive of each other and helping each other, especially in hard times. And I think it's great. And honestly, I agree with everything they said. Like, you decide who you are as a person. Nobody else is allowed to tell you who you can be. So, I think this is the last one for today. And we're going to end it on a positive note. I wore a skirt in front of my friends for the first time. I'm gender fluid, but right now I'm going by she, her. I had come out to my friend group the other day and they were incredibly supportive, so I was hanging out with them today and one of them let me borrow their skirt for the night. It felt so nice to not have to hide this part of me anymore, and the whole time I was just twirling with it and giggling like an idiot. I got to do the spinny thing and I'm so happy. It's so nice hearing other people's joy. I love hearing stories about people feeling gender euphoria and stuff like that, because it's just like, it gives me hope that there's more than gender dysphoria. It gives me hope that there's not just transphobic comments, there's happiness and there's a future out there for me. And it's great that people are confident enough and happy enough to share that with us. As a community, it's so great to see everybody's just coming together. And I know that we've still got part of the community is still very trans-medicalized, and they're very like in their ways, and they're like, we're the good ones, and you're the woke activists, and it's like, okay buddy. But at the end of the day, we're still all human, we're still all just part of a community, and we're all here to support each other. I unplugged my microphone. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, subscribe, comment down below if you have any more comments on the topic, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!